Word to my life came about in 2011 when I was working on getting it in with Mr. Maliq, my guitar. It's actually sampled sounds that I've manipulated to create, this groove. And I had my old bass player lay down the bass line. He instantly liked the direction of the production when I sent it over to him, and I actually think the bass line completes the track, if you ask me. But as far as the lyrics, I don't remember the process. It was more like me just contemplating, actually writing a letter to my life. So because it was a vulnerable feeling, I think it flowed the way it needed to. Don't Matter started out as an entirely different song, also in 2011. I got mad at the bass player, Steven Anderson, well, we call him Edge, for outdoing me as the singer on the track. But in November 2016, right before the release of the project, I totally just changed the lyrics in the direction with a song called Don't Matter. I wrote and couldn't find all the lyrics to it, and it only seemed like the right thing to do with all that was going on in the community and amongst ourselves. No More came about during the same time as the first two tracks. I made this beat, changed the sampled sounds, and pretty much wrote at the same time. These lyrics didn't necessarily pertain to me at the time, but as I went into trying to figure out how to put the project out, I went and grabbed the song just to find out that the second verse wasn't even finished. And I really just added the one line, I've got to help myself. And it felt so right after, what I've been through, and is probably a solution for, if not just some, but most of my listeners, no matter what the gender is. Internude, this is a track I actually didn't remember making, but I found the session and thought how perfect it would be to transition from the previous tracks, which were mainly programmed, to me and my guitars, plus my listeners getting to hear me do something that I normally do around the house randomly, and to actually put it on a record. Tired of Being was my single in October 2015. I didn't promote it a lot, but it did get quite a few plays on my website via the SoundCloud player I had on there. This version is mixed differently from the single, and I had some background harmonies that I added, just to fill the song out a little more. But as far as the lyrics go, this song is not a love song. It is totally political. Yes, it's political. I replaced white man with whoa man in the second verse just to throw the song off. But maybe now listeners will go back and re-listen open-mindedly for their own interpretations. It's art. That's what it's for you to interpret your own way. Another Chance, this song, it's like 10 years old, believe it or not. I've been singing it for about that long too. It was originally a sample production that this producer made, but once I picked up the guitar, I realized I could play the chords, and the song just kept progressing as I performed it. So the intro actually came about at the South Sounds Festival in Mobile, Alabama that I was in last year, and it was while I was doing sound check, and it stuck. So that's how I finally got an intro for it, without heavy background or whatever, like the original version. And actually, when I wrote the song, I completed the lyrics and the arrangements before the producer even finished the beat. Patience, it was written in 2012 and released as a single via the Grammy Amplifier contest in February 2015. And on this project, I added live bass as I did in Another Chance. And the lyrics to me at this point is more of me being patient with myself as well as my companions, because we are all at different places in our separate lives, but sooner than later we'll be what we need to each other in the same place and time, and that's what the song means to me right now. What it meant in 2012, I have no idea. But I know what it means to me now. Man, I had no idea that this song would turn out the way it did. I just wanted me and Mr. Maliq for this one, to be honest. But as I started recording in November, the song just grew. I didn't know where to sing, and I found it, and then added electric guitar, and then these arrangements just came out of nowhere, and I just cried, during the playback, like I'm listening to my purpose in stereo. Like, to me, that was just freaking bizarre. And with my best friend's voicemail at the beginning, before he passed away, it's just so much emotion, in the song, just so much. Sweet and Nappy, yeah. I had to end on a happy note. Include lyrics that breed black love. So I called on this great artist, Rocky Spitz, to feature on the track. He plays the guitar and has this cool folksy blues thing that he does with hip hop, and he was totally what the track needed. It was two different guitar styles and his raspy vocals with mine. It was like that's what the song was missing, and it made this cool contrast that blended well. Like, I hate trying to figure out how I'm gonna perform this song live without him though, but it's a cool song, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's too short, but maybe live, if we get to perform it live, we'll make it longer. Damn this green light, I don't wanna be late. Won't out 'cause I be keeping faith. My earliest memories of music is really just playing instruments, making up songs with my older and younger siblings, different time frames. With my older brother, we would make a lot of noise. I had a Tiny Tots upright piano, which I still have, and my brother had, he had the drums and guitar and bass. And we both had high voices, and we would just mock what we saw at church. So, and then when my sister came along, it was her turn to share her musical creativity with me. She actually would make up songs to the demos on my keyboard, and then we would actually make up other songs that didn't even have actual words. Really goofy kids, but that was pretty much what we did until we got a little more sense. But as far as musical background, both sides of my family actually are musically inclined. My father actually has written quite a few gospel songs for quartet groups that he's been a part of over the years. And my mother actually wrote poetry, and she actually sings in a quartet gospel group currently. No, I'm not in any type of quartet group right now. But also I started out in poetry, and that, bloomed into songwriting / ghostwriting when I got older, and ghostwriting helped me to become a singer-songwriter and composer. So that's pretty much in a nutshell how I got to where I am now with the guitar. And usually the songs that inspire me are raw vocals, not necessarily retouched or auto-tuned or sounding overly perfect. I just like, voices like Aretha Franklin or Amos Lee, anyone, So anyone with a voice like that with just minimal music, those are the type of songs that inspire me right now. And because of people like that, I am actually working on an EP. I just released the first single from it, Patience, which was unplanned. However, it is a raw vocal and acoustic track. So I have to do what I'm inspired by, and just letting my fans know to be patient. The song is called Patient. Just letting them know to be patient and that the music is coming. So yes, the EP is coming. It might be an album, it might not be, but it'll be an EP longer than 4 tracks, but it might not make it to a full album length. But it could if I add some bonus tracks. So we'll see. Not making any promises. But my musical influences, it's very broad. Musically straightforward, it would be people like Feist, Amos Lee, who I mentioned before, Marvin Gaye, Al Green, the Isley Brothers, just good funk, good rock from the 70s, anything that doesn't sound robotic and is classical. Those are really my influences. I can go on for days, but I know we have a time, so but those are a few of my musical influences. And my goals moving forward with my music, I know at some point I won't always be just a performer or a singer-songwriter. I'm moving forward with songwriting and composing for other artists. Also scoring, which is my ultimate goal. So I see myself moving forward to those things. Of course, I will always perform. Just not necessarily low key. I'm just not looking for any type of pandemonium type of thing. It's good to have a great crowd base, but I do want to feel normal. That I do. Outside of music, I do enjoy nature. Nature is my church. I love bike riding. I love going to the beach. I love traveling in general, which I do, of course, when I'm touring. Excuse me. I love taking scenic photography, still life photography. I do graphic design sometimes, but sometimes it's related to music. But yeah, I love sports. I've gotten into new things like kayaking and sorts. Stuff that is totally not related to music and where I can unwind and relax and be free. So, if I could share the stage with anyone from the past or present, it would definitely be Lauryn Hill. I'm just gonna be honest. Since we're only picking one, I would say Lauryn Hill. If I could have two people at one time on the stage, the other person would be Erykah Badu. I would love to rock the stage with her. She's pretty awesome on stage. And the best place for anybody to find me, my fans, potential fans, online would be chaquismaliq.com. That's ChaquisMaliq.com. And that name is everywhere for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, where else? SoundCloud, you name it. You Chaquis Maliq, and I'm there. I'll spell it again for you. ChaquisMaliq. I hope we can do this again. Thank you. Bye. I'm glad that you're here.
I have a second question.
Go ahead.
So in New Zealand, there is this concept called manu, which means the power of knowing who you are. So how would you define the person that you are, or the power of knowing who you are?
Since doing this documentary?
Sure. Or in general.
Well, it's not a hard question. It's just a hard question to answer because just like how I told you, I have all those random thoughts that go through my head. That's what's happening now.
No pressure.
But actually, the power of who I am, I don't think it belongs to me. I'm not a big religious person. I have a religious background, but I've always known that there is some type of higher power, whether someone believes in Jah, Allah, or just saying the universe. I know there's a creator, but a lot of times the things that I write, I have no idea what I'm writing about until a lot of times after the song is completed. So for me to actually think that the power is mine or is of me, I don't think it's of me, but I am more of a vessel and getting it out there and showing that there's power within me to, I guess, create the power of me. But I'm not just a being on my own, so I don't think that I have that much power. But as a vessel, it's always great to release what you have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you sharing.
No problem.
All for me. I don't want to be there when you cry or run. Spend time, I've got my life to be in charge of. The world above, I can't give up on my purpose to be the blood, the heartless, regardless of what you think, 'cause I'ma be the tongue for the tongueless, lyrics for the songless. That's what I'm here for, to take away the pain through my strings, melodies, to give the people wings. One day I won't be nervous singing that song.